Hello people, Tony here and welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. We are continuing my WipEout Franchise review as we are on episode 159, part 2 of 4. We got a lot to talk about here for this episode, but before we even get started here with anything, those of you who missed what happened in episode 159, part 1 of 4, here we go. I got something here, a little racing, rolling TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed. As I took a look at the original WipEout on the PlayStation, gave it a 7.5 out of 10 because while it is a fun, action-packed, solid racing game, it does have some problems with it, like especially like when turning, when you hit a wall, it stops you in all your progress completely, and it pretty much is one of the big main problems I have with the game. But if you can look past those problems, there's still a solid racing game, especially worth owning, especially you can find it in the long box with the slipcase, definitely. But today we're gonna take a look at the second WipEout game, and we're gonna zoom ahead here. And this game went through multiple name tiles like that for the game. It was either WipEout 2997 or WipEout 2 and stuff. But here in the United States, this game was called WipEout XL. Once again, done by Psygnosis. And let's get started here. Now, WipEout XL is definitely an improvement over the original WipEout. It gets rid of most of the problems that the first game had, and brings you a more challenging, fun racing game altogether with futuristic style, definitely. It's not perfect though, but I'll say it right now, it's not perfect, but still, it's still worth owning in your collection there. So let's get started. Like the original WipEout, there's no story this time, so we're just gonna jump right ahead there since the race game doesn't have any story or anything. But as we get started here, we see the opening cutscene, which looks very good looking, and we're very well done here with the graphics and everything. And then we go to the menu, pick our options, and get started, and we can choose from 4 teams again: Phasar, AG Systems, Oricom, and Querex. But we're going to be choosing the Phasar this time. One thing that is just disappointing is that, like, it suffered the Roll KKH2 syndrome, what I call it, where, like, the second game didn't have any named characters that you play as yourself in this, which, while I do think it's not a bad thing, it's just a little disappointing because, like, if you look at the first game before that, you had characters who you could race as and stuff, and here's it's just you're the player on the team, and you pick it, and there you go. And we're gonna pick Phasar, and then we get into the game here. As you can notice here, that the game's graphics have improved definitely. Like, it's got some crisp lighting and crisp looking vehicle models and stuff, and they're not as blocky as they were in the first one. I'm sure they made it look a little bit blocky, but still, like, it's nothing serious or anything like that that does affect the game. And the frame rate is very smooth once again. Very smooth frame rate, and even when the action's getting hot, the frame rate doesn't even slow down at all. Just the frame rate is very smooth throughout most of the game, definitely, and actually throughout the whole game for the most part, we'll say, because like the frame rate is very smooth and it has that action-packed racing feel to it, definitely. For sound I gotta say, like, sound is also really good. Once again, there's not much to say except for like the announcer and the music, and the announcer is just as good as it was last time, and the music is done with licensed tracks, which I had to like turn off because I didn't want to get a copyright strike. So that's pretty much I say that, like, the music is definitely really awesome, and like, and the sound for the most part is definitely good there. But now we gotta get into the gameplay here, and the gameplay is definitely an improvement over the original WipEout. This time you have smoother controls, and one of the main things they improved on here is that you don't hit the wall and slow down and lose your progress. You keep going, and that is a big problem they fixed it, because that was one of my main complaints with the original WipEout, and I'm so glad that they fixed it here. However, with some of the good stuff here, there's always some negatives, which I'll get to later on, but we'll continue here. You have more tracks to race on and stuff, and like like bunch more tracks, and they're fun, they're challenging, and they'll challenge you and stuff, and want you to get that gold medal and stuff, and that's what you'll do there. I'm playing as the Phasar racer because it's the most balanced vehicle out of the game, so I'm just saying there. But yeah, like, that's basically what you do with this game. You're pretty much just racing to the finish, like, once again. And you have more power-ups this time as well. Like, you got some machine guns and like some more missiles, and you have a power-up that lets you do autopilot for 3 seconds. Like, 3 seconds of autopilot can help you steer clear of like the obstacles that are in your way. So that's just saying there. And you don't really fall off the track much too, like in the first game, because like if you fell off the track, you'd be situated you'd lose precious seconds and go from first to last place, but still, like, they fixed that there definitely. But we gotta get to some of the negatives here, and some of the negatives are this. There are less vehicles to choose from. In the last game you had 8, in this one you only have 4, which is strange because, like, you'd think that, like, they would improve more on that and stuff, but they don't have that there for some reason. And also that, once again, the opponent AI can be somewhat unbalanced there, so not as unbalanced as they were in the last game, but here, like, they seem still a little somewhat unbalanced. And for the fact that it's just the same amount of modes like last time, just basically 3 modes to play aside from the options, and it's arcade, link and stuff like that, but aside from that though, yeah, that's what it is there. And, like, of course, what's weird about the game is that, like, when you finish a race, they don't give you an option to choose next race. In order to go to the next race, you have to quit the race and go back. And, like, there's only six tracks again this time, and it's like, I know I said there are more tracks, but I said more tracks because they're longer tracks and stuff. And that's what I mean. They're more because they're longer, but still, like, there's only 6 tracks in the game. And after that, you replay them to get the gold and stuff like that. But the game feels a little bit lacking in content here. One new feature that they did is that your vehicle can get damaged now and stuff. Like, in the last game, your vehicle cannot get damaged. This time, your vehicle can get damaged, and if you get damaged, it's game over for you and stuff. And that's what it is there. And unlike the first game, we only had 2 continues. This time, you have unlimited continues in case you were doing bad. You don't have to worry about restarting and losing a life and then going back to the beginning. It's different this time, so that's good. I mean, it does have those complaints I have with it, but still a fun game overall, definitely. It's still a fun game. It's better than its predecessor. It doesn't worth owning a collection of racing games and WipEout games, definitely. So our final thoughts here are, you like WipEout, you want some more, you want WipEout XL, get the game, it's worth it, definitely. Due to the complaints I have with it, it'll get a slightly higher rating, but not that much higher, but it'll get a slightly higher rating of an 8 out of 10 because it's the best score to give it because they do improve a lot, but it feels a little lacking in content, definitely is what I'm trying to say there. And that's it for episode 159, part 2 of 4. Stay tuned because we're going to take a look at the final WipEout game on the PlayStation before we dive into the next gen of this series review. We'll take a look at WipEout 3. Just WipEout 3, no subtitle, just WipEout 3 this time. That's basically what it is there. And how does this game fare from the first 2 games? Find out. Which all I can say is Tony, peace out, have a great day, see you all in the next episode.